Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Divinity Original Sin. Lesona here. We have just stepped foot inside this dungeon, trying to figure out what those sorcerers were after. And here we are. We're in the dungeon. So this is actually the tutorial dungeon. I've played through this already. I just wanted to show you some of the things that you can do. For example, not caring that a chest is locked. Not caring at all. Now pick up these candles as well. Those can be used to basically light oil things, oil slicks, and light them on fire without the use of a spell. And it costs a little less action points too, so that's helpful. And then you actually get introduced to something rather cool here. Ooh, a book. We'll have to read that. It's to something pretty cool here, which I think is unique to Divinity. And that is the fact that you can move parts of the environment, which is pretty cool. So is there a blocked space you can't get through? Just move the boxes. You blow them up too, honestly. Now, this game reminds me. It brings back so many memories of.
Careful,
so when I was a kid.
Someone must have an interest in protecting whatever's kept here.
When I was a kid, my uncle introduced me to Baldur's Gate. And it was really the first game, real game I had ever played. Like, we're excluding, like, Nintendo games, things like that. And I found that I absolutely loved it. And I don't really know why. If it was maybe how you could customize all your characters, if there was just so many dialogue options. You could pretty much do anything that you wanted. And that's what this game reminds me of, at least what I've seen so far. And it's just, it's really cool nostalgic feeling without actually having to go back and play Baldur's Gate, which...
I've always heard there's typically more to a king's tomb than meets the eye.
It could be a myth, or it could be our lucky day.
Which, to be honest, even with the enhanced edition, I don't think has held up that well. Alright, so let's loot this place blind, and then real quick we'll just check our inventory and read that book. So a lot of the crafting stuff that's included in this game comes from books. So basically you'll read a book. Oops, sorry, gotta pick this one. Most of the stuff you'll read, most of the crafting stuff comes from books you read. And they give you new recipes and things like that. But also, everything that you can pick up ends up having some sort of use. So, let me see. Here, let's check our inventory real quick, I'll show you. So the skull, for example, it can be ground into dust. So you can combine it with other things that use bone dust. And there you go. Actually, do these stack? They don't. That's unhelpful. So let's read this book. Those are our orders. That's the Traveler's Journal. Let's read this one. The Adventurer's Field Guide. The first trick my dad taught me was how to use a whetstone. I suppose that was his way of making sure he always had a knife sharpener on hand. Let's see, we've got some recipes right here. So that's pretty cool. So once we get somebody with the blacksmithing trait, we can go ahead and use those. Now this tutorial dungeon, it's really not that long. Probably 2 or 3 more rooms. And it basically gives you an intro to everything that you can do. So we've already learned that we can move objects. We've already learned that we can... Oops. We've already learned that we can break objects like chests and, like right there, the door. She's basically saying if you use a sword or a staff to knock it down, it's going to take a lot of durability hits, because you're breaking down something pretty strong. I don't know how the durability functions with attacks on enemies just yet. I don't know if it's about the same or a little bit less. So here, we could use that rain scroll we just picked up, but we can also do this.
Burn for me.
These are water barrels.
Try to resist this, worm.
So look at that. So you break some water barrels around a fire and it puts the fire out. It's pretty intuitive.
Careful now, that's a trap.
It's pretty intuitive, but it also allows for some cool combinations. So let's see, say an enemy shoots a fireball at you and lights the ground on fire. You can blow up a barrel of water to put it out, and then you can electrify that water. Or if they put out your fire with water, you can electrify that water. And it actually ends up, hold on, there's something over here that I wanted to check out and actually ask you guys about. I don't want to look online for it, because I don't want to get spoiled. But my first playthrough of the tutorial, I found this fishing rod. And I tried to equip it, and I tried to figure out if I could cast it into this water somehow, and I could not figure it out for the life of me, unfortunately. So if anybody knows how to do that, go ahead and let me know down below in the comments, because I'm pretty convinced that a fishing rod in the tutorial dungeon next to some water pretty much means that there's something in the water. And I am curious. We're just going to go ahead and open this door here. Get you all into the next tutorial. Yes, give me all your gold. And this is pretty cool too.
I've spotted something interesting.
So, you see that right there? That's basically emitting this poison. And you can get rid of these
I
clouds
found something.
by just throwing boxes over them, which is quite handy. Instead of having to waste a fireball, you can just do that. Well, one real quick, let's see. We got a hood for her. I think we picked up another hood, did we not? Yes, and he can put on that hood. And she... These are exactly the same, unless you look at the durability. The traveling bracers have 20 and the old cloth have 30. So that's a little bit better. Once you roll up
I
here...
think I hear voices downstairs.
Oh, do
The last
you?
thing we need is to surprise another angry summoner.
Alright, so this is pretty cool. And kind of goofy. When they sneak, they dress up like rocks. And her little feet go underneath the
What's
rock.
that? I think there are hidden foes ahead.
I think they're all. Basically what she just did is she threw a candle on that oil slick. And these guys are burning. That's pretty cool. So you can even set up little traps like that. I don't know how often these... Uh-oh. Alright, that's fine. Let's do it.
You are but hindrance for my triumphant place.
How dare he? How dare he? Ooh, a bow. I don't have anybody who can use bows just yet. Where is it? Sometimes I have trouble actually picking them up. And again, this dungeon is really just introducing you to mechanics and things you might find out in the world in your travels. A nice bunch of stuff here. So intelligence is
Another one for the collection.
the wizard's primary attribute. And what that does is it lowers the cooldown time of your spells in combat, which is quite useful, especially in the beginning when you have low intelligence. You're actually going to spend an insane amount of time, at least in combat, insane amount of turns waiting for your spells to come back, which, let's be honest, nobody really has time for. Quick save. Who's this dude?
A living rat dares disturb the slumber of the dead. A thieving fool insults the sanctity of the grave. The bloodstone defiler, where is it?
Bloodstone? I don't know what you're talking about.
You only crept among these sacred tombs for leisure. I suppose you had no lust for the treasure of the dead. Ha!
Well, dude, there were some strange people outside. They had a stone, they attacked us, and then we came in. So I think you need to calm down.
Strange indeed. Robed indeed. Your tricks will not save you from retribution, deceiver. The Bloodstone, deliver it now and I may deign to end you quickly.
Wait, who are you again? You just kind of popped up out of that coffin. You didn't really introduce yourself or anything. It was kind of quite rude.
In life, I toil to care for these holy grounds. In death, I protect them from profaners and poachers. The legacy of Cecile is mine to preserve. Her traitors are mine to destroy.
Alright, dude, fuck off.
Run if you like, Defiler. Whichever way you take leads you to the grave.
Mm-hmm. Horace, I'm gonna need you to not be so far back. Alright, guys, I think we're gonna start off the same way. We're gonna throw down some oil. And then we're gonna light that shit on fire. No! Oh, that was a terrible decision. Oh my goodness.
You don't have a leg to stand on.
I clicked the wrong button. Oh boy. Kale's taking some hits here. Let's see if we can get her out of that oil. We literally can do nothing because I made a terrible mistake. Yes, shoot it good old Horace. He can take it. She cannot. At least she got that one off.
Death never dies, fool. Death in 1,000 forms rules all.
Oh, please, just hit him. What? I really gotta get used to that. I keep thinking I'm clicking a button, but I'm not. Oh boy. You should heal yourself. Not quick enough, huh? Thank goodness we have this resurrect scroll. Mistakes were made. Honestly, mistakes were made. Oh man. Oh, let's teleport. No. Oh goodness. That's not good. I won't be safe scumming. So what happens, happens. Yes, yourself. Heal yourself. I keep forgetting I have to click. I will get better. I will get better. I have not played an RPG in a long time. So they drop some healing potions and a two-handed sword. Let's check that out. This one. Alright, so if you see that green number with the circle in the upper right, that's basically how many action points it takes for them to attack with it. So it's a trade-off of one more action point with a bigger damage. I think we're going to do that. And then I also think we picked up some aged robes, which would be great for Kale. Let's put those puppies on. Alright, now we're cooking. That was almost real bad. But we made it out alive. Thankfully. Thanks, sweet Jesus. Alright, let's get out of here. They're laughing at me right now. I played through that tutorial dungeon 6 times trying to get my recording settings right, and never even took damage. It's Horus's fault.
Target acquired.